language emerged in the cloth shops that had increasingly begun selling British and Indian mill-made cloth. Glossy, brightly colored paper labels bearing elaborate images accompanied each bolt of cloth that arrived from Britain. These labels had many names: textile ticket, shipper's ticket, tika, chaap, and mark. Each of these stunning chromolithographed labels served a myriad of purposes. They were legally registered trademarks, offering protection against counterfeiting, and advertisements generating brand recognition amongst buyers. The visual language of these textile labels would go on to define the very foundations of branding, advertisement, and commercial image-making of that period. As artworks in their own right, these tickets were also collected, repurposed, and treasured in homes as decorative elements or even objects of worship. The Museum of Art and Photography, MAP, Bengaluru, in collaboration with the MAP Academy, is thrilled to present its latest exhibition, Ticket Tika Chaap. Bringing these intricate and evocative textile tickets into focus, it explores them as both commercial tools and cultural artifacts, objects that shaped consumer behavior while also capturing the political, social, and artistic shifts of their time. When branding became art, visually expressive branding was essential for a market as culturally and linguistically diverse as India. This is where textile tickets came in handy. Their striking imagery served as instant identifiers for quality, origin, and trust. Some featured deities and religious symbols, appealing to notions of auspiciousness. Others showcased Indian monuments, portraits of rulers, or even European motifs, signifying modernity and aspiration. What's truly remarkable is that the images often had little direct connection to the cloth itself. A label featuring a Hindu goddess or a British royal was not necessarily a reflection of the fabric's design, but rather an invitation to aspire, an emotional trigger that made a buyer reach for one kind of textile over another. In this manner, these tickets helped shape consumer memory and preference by creating an association between the image representing a product and the personal desires and aspirations of the customer. A window into history, industry, and technology. Apart from serving a commercial purpose, textile tickets offer a richly layered glimpse into colonial histories of production. They chart the expansion of British textile mills, which dominated global textile production, and the counter-narratives of India's own industrial development. They also bore witness to the rise of mass printing technologies, particularly chromolithography, which revolutionized the way images were produced and consumed. As the world entered an era of mechanized production and visual mass communication, these tickets mirrored the changing artistic sensibilities of their time. In their search for new ideas, they borrowed liberally from Indian and international artistic traditions. The bold colors of a chromolithographed ticket might follow the
This exhibition is titled Ticket Tika Chaap, and it deals with a very beautiful object that entered the Indian market in the mid-19th century and was everywhere in the market until the 20th century. What I'm talking about is a little paper label like the ones you see behind me. These paper labels, very colorful, and they had a border and a central image. What were they? They were trademarks, but they were also beautiful images that served as advertisements in the market. But how did they arrive in India? In the mid-19th century, Britain had its mill boom. Suddenly, cotton could be mass-produced, cotton cloth could be mass-produced in mills, and Britain had such a great cotton output that there was a lot of competition in the market. The British Trademark Act, which was passed in somewhere around the 1850s, gave these cotton sellers a solution. They said, if you're facing competition in the market and you're scared that somebody else is going to steal your product, why don't you come and register a special symbol as a trademark? And then, if somebody tries to pretend to be you in the market, you can take legal recourse against them. So what cotton merchants and mills did is they worked with artists and printers to create these very beautiful designs, which are textile labels. These labels were registered trademarks, and once they became registered trademarks, the mill or the merchant requested a printer to produce these in the thousands, and they stuck them onto yardages of cloth that arrived in markets around the world. India was Britain's largest market. Now, because the textile label had both image and border, and images are powerful, these also became advertisements. They started very carefully choosing the images that would appear on these labels, and so you have a variety of images appearing on these textile labels. The Museum of Art and Photography has a collection of close to 7,000 of these labels. I'm not saying 7,000 unique ones, but a total of 7,000, of which close to 3,000 or 4,000 must be unique. Each of them, like I said, is a registered trademark, but they're also markers of history. They tell us what would have appealed to a customer. How do you sell a product in a market? You use images to make your product attractive. And what kind of images do you use? You use a different kind of image for a different kind of market, which means you know your consumer really well. Something that might appeal to me might not appeal to the next person. I might like gods more. Somebody else might like a dancing elephant more. Somebody else might like an image of a beautiful lady more. Somebody else might like an image of a lion more. But at the end of the day, the image was very carefully chosen. And if we as art historians, we look back at these objects, they really tell us what was going on in the world, what was attractive, and how Britain was able to sell so much cloth to diverse populations, not just in India, but around the world. So these are early advertisements. These are some of the first trademarks. But they're also perhaps the first instance of targeted marketing. You think targeted marketing is a new thing, but it's not. The seller knows their customer so well that they're able to select images to really appeal to a lot of people. Come visit the exhibition, look at these images, and perhaps you'll find that what appealed to somebody then, 100 years ago, it might even appeal to you today. Advertisement hasn't changed. The same things work. You want to sell a product, you attach an image to it, make it attractive, you're going to sell your product. Yeah, come visit the show.